All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Katie Pineda, and I have Megan Coffin and Haley Marcel. Is that how you say your last name?
Yeah.
Okay, on our Zoom tonight. And, I feel like we have so many diamond and above leaders on our team that we really need to shine the light on everyone, you guys, because these girls, I see them day in and day out on their social media and what they're doing for their teams and all the momentum they have. And I'm just really inspired by you guys. So that's why, I chose both of you. And what I love is that me and Megan got started back together in 2014, and it took us a year to go diamond. And what I love about Haley is that she watched Tiffany for 2 years. So before I dive into the 4 questions I have for you guys, I want you each to just, share your story in a 2 to 3 minute time frame. So, okay, Meg, why don't you go first?
All right. So, can you hear me, by the way?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, cool. So I'm Megan Coffin, and I got started with It Works about 2.5 years ago. And like I said, me and Katie, we both joined under Tiffany. So we all joined like around the same time. So none of us really had any idea what we were doing. But I was very skeptical. I was really good friends with Tiffany, but she just, whenever she would like message me and ask me to join her team and stuff, like I'm like, no way, dude. Like, it's not for me. Like, I thought it was a scam. My husband thought it was a scam, a pyramid scheme. Like, he was like, that's definitely not something you want to be a part of. So I was like, okay, whatever. But she kept following up with me like every single week. And so I was like, whatever. Like, I think this business is really legit. Like, we should probably try it. She went diamond in 30 days and earned a $10,000 bonus. I'm like, she's one of my good friends. So if it really was a scam, I doubt she would have been a part of it. So Caleb was like, well, just make your money back. So that's what we did. So when I jumped in, I honestly just wanted to make an extra $500 a month to help pay for bills and, just to be able to do fun things as a family. I had a 1-year-old son at the time, and we just never really got to spend much time with him, and we were living paycheck to paycheck, and we just didn't really have much extra left over to do anything. So I went Ruby in my first 2 months, and then after that, I was able to come home from my retail job just 8 months into the business, and then I went to a conference that January, and when I came back, I went diamond in March and earned the $20,000 good bonus. It just kind of lit a fire under me. If you guys haven't been to conference, that's definitely something that you have to get to. And then 6 months later is when I went double diamond. So obviously this business has done so much for my family. And we're just super, super thankful for It Works and everything it has done. So
Yes, I love that. And I love that you didn't go double diamond in 2 hours like some people do.
yes.
It is worth it to keep going. And one thing that you didn't mention is that after you went Ruby, your team fell apart and you almost gave up. And I know you kept going. So good for you. Okay. Thank you, Megan. Haley, why don't you share your story? And I want you to tell everyone about, how you watched her and how you were at Tiffany's first wrap party. I think that's crazy.
Okay. So like I joined back in January 20th. I've known Tiffany since I was 17. I'm 21 now. We both worked at Texas Roadhouse. She was a waitress, I was a hostess, and she just came up to the front one day and was like, "Here, like come to my wrap party. Like you could just try a wrap. Like we have free samples, like it'll be fun." So I'm like, okay, whatever, sure, why not? Like I'll go. I didn't have nothing else to do. So I just go and I wrap and like I see my results and I'm like, oh my God, like I love this. But at the time, like I had just turned 18 and I'm like, I don't need, to make any extra money. Like I don't have any responsibilities. Like it's just not something that I need to do, but I like the products. So I'll go ahead and, I'll just buy stuff from her, just to support her. And it wasn't until I'm telling you, no matter how many times I ignored her, she somehow found me and would come back. And it really wasn't until I had my son that, I realized that I want more. Like I want to spend time with him. you know, I want to be able to be there for his first. Like, I don't want to ever, you know, miss out on that stuff. So I joined, and when I joined, I was like, what the heck did I just do? Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, I lived that paycheck to paycheck life. Like, I worked at a warehouse. People always say, oh, you make so much good money there. It wasn't enough to provide for my family. I like literally paid what I had, and I had $5 left to my name. And that was it. That was why, that and my son is the reason why I triple promoted the way that I did. I did not want to give up, like, at all. Like, this was everything that I needed. And that's what I still have. I still have that fire in me. I still have it as in, this is what I need. This is what I want to do. Like, I just, I don't want to cry because I cry so ugly.
No, it's okay. What's all about?
So it's just, it's one of those, like, I said, oh crap, what did I do? To now I haven't looked back.
Yes.
And it's just been amazing ever since. So we've bought a new car. We're now looking at houses. So like, it's exciting. It's amazing. I love it.
And why, I mean, Tiffany followed up with you for 2 years, you guys. That is the reason we follow up with people. She ignored her. She got a new phone number. Tiffany somehow got it.
She did.
Kept following up with her. And you know what? Every 9 months, people go through, you know, something life-changing. And Haley had a baby, and then she was ready, and then she got the ruby bonus, the emerald bonus, and the diamond bonus all in 3 months. And that's
23,000.
So I have a couple questions for you guys. Before we go into, you know, sealing the deal, attracting loyal customers, which are kind of my next questions, I want to talk about social media. I want to talk about, besides just posting, you know, how do you guys every single day utilize social media? Like, just go back and forth and tell me how, I mean, you guys have both built on social media, haven't you? Like 90% of your business. Mm-hmm. So how have you done it? I mean, have you learned anything from the beginning that you don't do now or that you do now? So go ahead and give everyone some tips on social media.
The one thing that I know that I like in the beginning, and like I've went back and on like my Facebook and my Instagram, I legit looked like an ad. Like I looked annoying. Like I looked like one of those. And I saw like how like I didn't get many likes. I've noticed like how it like everything went down. I used to have all these people commenting like, you know, on posts and on pictures, to when I started sounding like an ad, like it wasn't anything. Mm-hmm. And so what I did, like, I remember it was the 3-3 rule. And, you know, I started to make my page like look pretty and attractive. And I didn't just make it about It Works. Like I still put in my life, and I worked It Works into it. Like It Works is my life, and I let it show like through my son, through I love food. Like if y'all haven't, don't follow me. I have food on there like 98% of the time I'm eating. Like I'm not kidding. I have it on there, and I've just noticed by doing that, I've attracted a lot of people that I don't know. And that's because we have something in common with the food, with the having a kid, you know, stuff like that. Yep. And the hashtag is another really big thing of mine that I like to do. Okay.
So what do you mean by that? Like people who don't work Instagram a lot, like do you find people to follow through hashtags or what?
I do. Like when I hashtag, like I have a son. So like a thing that I do is like mom of boys or a boy mom. And then I click on the hashtag that I just made, and it shows you so many people that have used like that same hashtag. And then I add those people. Now on Facebook, I do a little bit different. I don't use the people you may know. I've learned that when I first started doing that, now it's like nothing but people who do direct sales. So like I've kind of lost like the people that, you know, that don't know anything about it. So now I just go through people's friends list, like, you know, and then just go through there. And another thing that I've learned, and it's not that it hasn't happened to me personally. I've had girls come to me and they were just saying, you know, how people are really mean. Like people are mean. And they were just saying like how we just follow like their family and their friends, and we message them, you know, we're kind of rude. And then just one thing that I've learned, if I don't have like 7 or more friends in common, I won't add them, because chances are they're going to go back and be like, so who is this person that's adding me? You know, they're talking to me, like, and they'll be upset. And so that's like kind of what I do. So if it's 7 or more, like, I will add. So that's
I like that. Okay, awesome. So you're building relationships on there too. So, Megan, I know when you got started, you were working full-time retail. So how did you go Ruby in 2 months with social media, and how have you built your business on there? Because I know building a relationship on Facebook takes a lot more time than blitzing someone and, you know, having that initial, you know, friendship right then and there. So are you constantly adding people? I mean, are you messaging? How are you building your business on there?
So in the beginning, when I was working full-time, I honestly, like, I just went through every single person on my Facebook list, and I just wrote everybody's name down, and I just started messaging people. And I probably did a lot of things wrong in the beginning, because I honestly had no clue what I was doing. Like, I posted tons and tons of before and after pictures, but honestly, like, it paid off for me in the beginning. I know that now that It Works has kind of evolved a little bit. Like, that technically, like, doesn't work for a lot of new distributors, I feel like sometimes, just because, like I said, It Works has evolved a little bit. People kind of sort of know about it or have seen it. But for me in the beginning, like, that's what really worked for me. And every once in a while, I kind of go back to posting before and after pictures, like 3 or 4 times a day. Like, if I really need like some loyal customers to finish feeling like my steps success and stuff, that's what really works for me. But when I was working, I had to stick to my hundreds list. I had to stick to a 6 list. I still have to stick to a 6 list, which I'll tell you guys a little bit about in a minute. But like, literally before I went to work, I posted. On my breaks, I posted. After work, I posted. And, you know, like, in between like bathroom breaks, I'd run and grab my phone, and I would you know, sit there and pee, and I'm like following up with people and answering like questions and stuff. So I think it's just, you have to work this business however it works into your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So like, if you work full-time, you're going to have to figure out a schedule that works best for you. That's just kind of what worked best for me when I was working full-time. So yeah, I had to spend like a lot of my nights, like, I was up super late, because the nights that I closed, I wouldn't get home till like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So I was up till, you know, 1 o'clock in the morning, messaging people and all that kind of stuff, adding people on social media. So you just kind of have to, sometimes you're going to have to stay up late. Sometimes you're going to have to get up earlier. So if you really want this business and you really want to be successful, you're going to find a way to be successful. But I feel like now that I'm a stay-at-home mom, sometimes my days are even crazier than it was when I was working full-time. So like, I have to stick to a 6 list. Otherwise, like, it throws my entire day off and I get absolutely nothing done. So a couple of things that are on my 6 list is just, I post like at least 5 or 6 times a day. And like Haley said, like, it doesn't have to be all It Works. So like, post about food, post about, you know, like, whatever your hobbies are, your interests are, because that's what people are going to really connect with too. And by sharing your story and posting like that you are trying the products and you are using the products and being a product of the product, that's what's going to pull people in. And then the second thing on my list is just add at least 100 people a day on Instagram, and 5 to 10 people a day on Facebook, because you can't really add tons of people on Facebook without like getting in Facebook jail or whatever. And then I reach out to no less than at least 25 people a day. And that's like new people. It's not just like the same people that I'm following up with all the time. And then I use the game plan. So I follow up with a couple of my distributors throughout the week. So I just have it broken down to whoever I'm following up with a certain day. And then I check credit card declines. I do some self-development. And, you know, like, we as a team, like, we will do like online parties. We do online like opportunity parties and stuff like that. So you just kind of have to step out of your comfort zone and work this business.
Yes. And you're consistent with everything, and you guys both are. And that's why, you can take days off and that's fine, but you're always, always, always doing those small things day in and day out, and it pays off for you later. Because sometimes people come in and they plant all these seeds and they're like, I can't get anyone to commit. No one's joining me. Well, you know what? Those seeds are going to sprout over the next 3 to 6 months. So water them. Don't give up on those seeds before they sprout. So I know, like when me and Megan first joined, all we knew was join my team for $99, join my team for $99. We didn't know any better. And now I know that what attracts people to join my business is putting feelings in my post, putting thoughts in my post. And truly, you don't always have to talk about the income. You can talk about your dreams. You can talk about what your commission check's paying for, whatever. So I think a lot of people struggle when I posted on there and asked for questions. They struggled with getting people interested, whether they're not adding people or they're struggling with posting. What are your guys' tips on how are you getting people? I know we message people, but how do you get people to message you? What are you doing in your posts that attracts people to you to sign with you, whether that's a loyal or a distributor?
What did I do? Am I still on here? Sorry, I just sideswiped.
Yeah. No, you're
okay. So what I do, my story, I've learned, in the beginning, I'm okay, how am I going to get this? How I can't just keep messaging people. I'm people aren't answering. What am I going to do to get people interested? And that's when Tiffany had told me, you got to tell your story. You got to tell why you joined. And I've noticed that telling my story, 2-3 times a day. I don't care how many times I'm going to post about it. Because, I'm adding new people.
Whoa, you cut out for a second.
Can you hear me? Am I here?
Nope, I can't hear you. You're cutting out. Can you hear her, Megan?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, keep going. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened.
The thing that helps me is me telling my story, because like I said, I'm constantly adding new people. So that I want that to be one of the first thing that they see when they come to my page. And they see, okay, she's in It Works. I don't know what that is. I might know what that is. It might be interesting. She might be interesting to follow. So telling my story is I feel one way that people really message me about. And then the products. I love posting about the products, about myself using them, because when they see that I use the products, they're like, holy cow, I lost 14 pounds on the cleanse. Okay. 14 pounds.
Oh my God.
14. So when I post about it, they're like, holy cow, how did you lose that? What did you do? What is this product? Boom. That's an easy way for me to get a loyal customer. So definitely getting them interested is the products, and just telling them why I joined, and what I have done with it so far. Like I said, I bought a new car. I've never had a new car ever. And It Works has done that. I post about that. They're like, holy crap, she's 21. She bought a new car. She's about to be a stay-at-home mom. What does she do? That's to me, that's what helps.
I love that. That's awesome. So if I want to ask you one more question before I move to Meg, how did you go diamond in 3 months? Because that is mind-blowing to me. Do you think, because you and Tiff are, you're from Ben Davis, right? She's from Avon, so you're right. You would think that it's saturated. How did you do it?
I actually went to Avon. I went to Avon high school. Yeah.
Well, that just makes it even more interesting.
Yep. Honestly, she's the reason why I went diamond. She pushed me. She believed in me like no other. Even when I said, and I still to this day, if sometimes I'll have a bad day, I'll text her and she'll be like, Haley, snap into this. What are you doing? That's not you. And that helps me. And so I try and do that with my girls. If, they're sounding kind of negative, I'll be like, listen, don't think like that. That's not the way that you want to think. Because if you think negative, then you're going to run your business negatively. Like that's just, if that's even a word, if I said that right, but that's how you're going to run it. That's how it's going to show. And that's just, you don't want to do that. Like I'm an upbeat person, so I'm always going to be upbeat. I always want to present myself that way, you know, because that's just who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like doing that, it attracted people.
Yes.
And, you know, showing that I wanted to better my life, it attracted people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
love
just
that.
what I did. So I definitely, it was Tiffany. She pushed me like no other. So
Awesome. And if you guys catch anything from what she just said, number one, she believed in herself. Number two, she was herself. She wasn't trying to be like Tiffany. She wasn't trying to be like Alyssa. She was Haley. She was being herself. And she was talking about how she wanted to better her life, how she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. She was not, you were yourself, and that is key to growing your business. So I love that. Okay, Meg. So you heard my question. How are you attracting LCs and DTs? Sorry, Alex just came in here and told me to be quiet.
Oh,
okay.
Well, for one, when people tell me, like when my distributors come to me and they say like, oh, I feel like nobody's interested, I always tell them, you know, like, what post did you see that made you interested? Like, what post did you see that made you interested in either the business opportunity or the product? Because whatever made you interested in that, post that way. So I feel like you just kind of have to think about it a little bit differently sometimes. But I just post about my story. And obviously, like, we have been in for a little while now. So like those of you who just got started, you still have a story. So still talk about, you know, why you got started. Sometimes you have to dig a little deep and you have to kind of let it all out sometimes, because you just never know who's actually going to relate to your story. Because I've had so many people that are like, oh my gosh, like I had no clue that this happened to you, or I had, you know, I'm going through the same thing or whatever. So post your story for sure. And then like Haley said, like post your own before and after pictures. If you're new and you haven't tried a product yet, like buy a product, try it for 90 days and post your results, because when you have your own personal results to share, like people jump on that like no other. So, what else was I going to say? Also, like, I feel like when people say like nobody's interested or like whatever, like I hate when people are so negative. P.S. Can't tell that. But anyway, so I always tell people, like, are you truly doing enough to be successful in this business? Like, are you, like, you have to find your ratio. So like if you talk to 100 people and one person signs up, your ratio is 1 out of 100. So if you need to fill your step success for the month, you need to talk to 700 people. So think about it like that. If yours is 1 out of 10, then you have to talk to at least 70 people to be able to fill your step success. So you just kind of have to step out of your comfort zone and do it.
Awesome. I love that. That is so awesome. Finding your ratio is important. And the better you get at it and the more you follow up, the more you message, the more you reach out, the more you blitz, the more you rap, you're gonna have a better ratio, because you're gonna learn how to talk to people better and present the business opportunity better. Okay, so leading into that, so once you get people interested, this is you know, what people struggle with, sealing the deal. So how do you guys, so when someone reaches out to you, Haley, and they're like, hey girl, I want to join your business, or hey Haley, can you tell me about It Works, or hey Haley, you know, I want to try the hair, skin, nails, like how do you sign customers? How do you seal the deal?
Like, believe it or not, like when I first joined, like that was like my hardest thing to do, was to seal the deal. I just felt I would word vomit. Like I have such a problem with that. Like I feel like I have to tell you like every little thing about it. Like every single thing, I have to explain it to you. And like I said, like I've never done anything like this before. I worked in a warehouse. So talking to people like this about this kind of stuff, it was new to me. So I had no idea, you know, I was saying too much. Mm-hmm. And so like after like I learned like I didn't have to do all that, I could just make it so simple. That's when it really started. I started to get those, you know, seal the deal right then and there, not a day, not 2 days later, but right then and there. Going to like our meetings, like our monthly meetings, that's helped me as well from listening, from tips from other people, and seeing how they do it. And then like adding my own way into it has really helped. Like this past month, from when it was our last month meeting, listening from all those tips, I have been like on a freaking roll. Like though, like listening just from those, like not questioning them. Like I don't put question marks anymore. I make everything about them. You know, I ask them, you know, what do you plan to do? Like, you know, you said you want to join, you know, what is it that you want to do? Why I tell them, I ask them, what is it why are they joining? Sorry, like, see, this is why I'm talking about, I have such a problem.
No, I love it. You make it all about them, and that's awesome, because sometimes we make it all about us, and people don't.
Right, I make it about them. I want to know why are they contacting me? What is it that they want to change? Because they're contacting me for a reason. I want to know what that is. You know, so because I believe in that personal level. Like, I want to be deep. I want to know you like the back of your hand. You know, you're going to trust me. Like, you're putting your trust into me. You know, I want to know why. So definitely making it about them, never putting questions, you know, basically telling them, is just a big thing. See, what else did I have? Sorry, I wrote everything down.
It's okay.
And like I said, like with sealing the deal, I can feel like what Tiffany probably felt when I joined. Like, you just have to be consistent. Just don't ever give up on that person, because like I said, they contacted you for a reason. There's a reason why they asked you what It Works is. There's a reason why they asked you to tell them more about the business, tell you more about the products, because they are interested. They are watching. So just like the biggest thing for me is not to word vomit, not to give up on them. Like, just put them on a list, contact them still. And that's just
not word vomiting. I love it. No, that's awesome. Meg,
because I talk too much.
No, you don't. Stop it. You're being so hard on yourself. I'm learning so much from you. Megan, what do you want to add on to that? Because I know you're like a loyal customer queen. I always see you out in the backyard with your kids signing loyal customers. How do you do that?
Honestly, like, get people on the phone. If you can get people on the phone or get them in person, like, that way they can see your excitement, they can feel your passion about the products and the business. That alone is what's going to seal the deal. And plus, when you get them on the phone, I mean, it's 10 times harder for them to say no. So get them on the phone. And I literally, like, I try not to give people my website. I literally just say, hey, I have 2 minutes. Are you able to get your order in right now? I can give you a call. And if they're not available then I just say, okay, cool. What time works best for you? And I can call you. It only takes 2 minutes to get you started. Because I feel like if they feel like it takes like 30 minutes to enroll, then they're not going to want to stay on the phone for 30 minutes. So if you just tell them it only takes a minute or two, then they're going to be comfortable getting on the phone with you. And if some people are weird and they don't like to be on the phone, so you can like voice memo them, like either on like Messenger or your iPhone or whatever. Just like I said, so that way people can see your excitement, feel your passion about the business. Because I feel like that alone seals the deal almost every single time.
Yes, I've never thought about like doing that for loyal customers. That's awesome. For distributors, I like to get people on the phone because you can do 2 minutes, 5 minutes of phone conversation for 30 to 40 text messages.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I learned from Alyssa Billio, just because like she says, you know, a 3-week conversation can literally be like a 5-minute conversation, like if you get people on the phone.
Yes.
So whether it's they have questions about the business or questions about the products, like I had a girl like a week or so ago, she honestly wasn't even my friend on Facebook, but she saw my post from, I don't even know how she saw my post, but she commented on it, and I messaged her and I was like, hey, like, what's your phone number? I'll call you. And she ended up ordering the It Works system. So it's like, you have to get people on the phone. You have to ask them questions about themselves, you know, like what goals are you trying to reach, or how much money are you wanting to make? just to get people talking.
I love that. And some people, if you're new, that might scare you and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not experienced enough, or I don't want to, mess up or sound dumb or not have answers to the question. I'm telling you right now, the more that you do these things, the more comfortable you're going to get. So phone calls sometimes still might make us nervous, but we do it. And when you're doing things that are scary and you're doing things that are uncomfortable, you're growing as a business owner, and that's all that matters. So my last question for you guys is, what is something like if for all the people who are on the call, my original question, what is something that has changed your business? But I want to kind of switch it and say, for the people who are on this call and they're not a Ruby yet, they're not Emerald, they're not Diamond, and they feel like they're doing everything they can. And what would you say to them? I know I just hit you off guard with that question.
I'll go first. Okay. Okay. So for me, like Katie brought up earlier, like when I went Ruby, literally like the week after that, my entire team quit. So I think I stepped back from the business for about a week or two, and I can't tell you how much that hurt my business. I actually had one of my friends who I used to cheer with sign up with somebody else during that time. So there was at least one distributor that I lost because I stepped away from the business. So I think you just kind of have to think, are you in this for the long haul? Because if you're not, then maybe you should go somewhere else. Because you just kind of have to think of this business long term, because some people don't go Diamond in 30 days or 3 months. It took me an entire year to go Diamond. It took me a year and a half or a little bit longer to go double Diamond. So, everybody's journey is different. Try not to compare your journey with somebody else's. Yeah, that's all I got for right now.
Yes. No, I love that. I think that people, when they come in now, they see so many presidentials and ambassadors, and we didn't have that. And I think what kept me going when I sat at Ruby for 10 months was seeing, you know what, if that girl did it and that girl did it and that girl did it, why can't I? The only thing it's going to be is a matter of time. So if you promote one rank every year in this business, you would be a millionaire on your 9th year in this business, you guys. You would be a millionaire if you were averaging ambassador pay for 2 years. So if that doesn't blow your mind that in 9 years from now you can be a millionaire, then put that in your head, you guys. That is the opportunity that you have your hands on. And I truly think that to be successful in this, before I move to Haley, you have to be a firm believer in network marketing and the business model, because if you're not going to persevere for those hard times. Steve Jobs says that when you look at an industry like this, 90% of people give up because they truly don't love it. They haven't fallen in love with it. And if you look at the people who are successful, in our eyes that we look at the ambassadors, it's because they persevered when the times got hard. They persevered when their volume went down. They persevered when that Ruby quit and took their whole team. They persevered when they had 2 slow months and then they picked it up next month. You got to persevere and know that it's a business. That's like a traditional business. They're not super successful all year round. They're going to have slow months and busier months. And the more that you consistently work your business, because I'm telling you right now, all the seeds you're planting right now is going to be your November paycheck and your December and your January paycheck. So right now you can control your financial future for those next months, but you got to be consistent in working your business every single day. So, Haley, what is something, I know you haven't even been, it'll be a year in January, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of people are blown away by your story. Like Diamond in 3 months, that's crazy. And so what would you tell someone, if they haven't hit Diamond in 3 months, why is it worth it to keep going? I know you saw a comma in your 3rd check, and that's not normal for most people. So people who haven't seen that, why is it important that they keep going?
Because I feel like it's worth it, because like I said, you joined this business for a reason. Think about why you joined. That is a big thing that I always tell myself, Haley, why did you join It Works? What is the reason that you did this for? Like I said, I have a son. That's who I do it for. I have, my fiance. That's who I do it for. So like the big thing, like I had my day where I said, I don't think I can do this. You know, I'm going to be straight up. I told myself, I don't think I can do this. The moment I snapped out of that is the moment I seriously triple promoted. That's what I did. I snapped out of that negative mindset. That's just what it is. You have to have that mindset of that you can do this because you can. There's nothing to be afraid of. Someone tells you no, that's not the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. So I'm not about to let it stop me from getting a paycheck. It's just not, I'm not going to let that happen, like at all. You know, I have to feed my son. I have to do all this kind of stuff. I'm not just going to let someone just say no distract me from anything else. Mm-hmm. Also, another thing is I stopped making it about myself and about the people on my team. Hearing their whys and hearing their stories is what motivates me. I have someone who wants to have a baby. That's why they joined. So I'm working my butt off to help her have a family, to help her grow a family. So that's just what I go off of. I don't make it about myself anymore. I've already hit and I don't get comfortable. That's another thing. I don't get comfortable. I'm not going to be comfortable even when I hit ambassador. I'm not, because I still want to keep going. There's way too many people, you know, that don't know about us, and I want to meet those people. I want to help change their lives, and I'm just, don't get comfortable. That's just it. Just do not get comfortable at all.
Yes.
See more, because there is more. Like, that's just it.
You just lit a fire under me, man. Like, you just spoke into my heart, and it's so true. So, you know, I live literally less than 10 minutes from Alyssa and Krista, and 9 out of the 11 people I blitzed this month in Fishers has no idea what it is. So I want you guys all to remember really quick that, you know, we say to persevere, because my whole first year, you guys, I didn't make one check over $600. Not one single check over $600. And it took me a whole year to see a comma, and that's normal. So don't sit here and compare yourself to these people who, you know, have 30K followers on Instagram when they join, or they have a super big network. It's going to take time, and you're going to grow, and you're going to learn, and it's going to make you one badass business owner, and people are going to want to join you because they see that you stuck with it, and they see, damn, she's been in this business for 6 months. She must be serious. So don't be the person who gives up after 90 days because they're not a Ruby. You know, you guys, quitters don't make it to the finish line, and you're not going to have, I've never heard any good success story and it works with someone who quits in their first 90 days. And you know what? If you quit, shame on you, because you're disappointing those loyal customers that joined with you, and you're disappointing the people who are cheering you on. Don't focus on the negative, you guys. Never, ever, ever. I know Megan can, you know, we're all kind of from the same town, and we've kind of seen it before. But when you're focusing on that negative, you're disrespecting the 90% of people that are cheering you on, and you're disrespecting your customers. So don't ever feel like you have to defend the product, or, you know, talk about why the wrap's so good and why everyone needs it, or defend it works and talk about Forbes. You don't got to do that. That's not your job. Your job is not to, you know, shove it down people's throats why it's so professional. Your job is to share. You don't have to share something to people who are dedicated to misunderstanding you, because there's 10,000 millions people out there who don't know what It Works is. So let that drive you to get out there and share it with those people. So thank you guys so much. Is there anything you want to just throw out there before I end this recording? One little tip.
It's not really a tip. It's just something that I know, like, will help. I know I don't know most of you that's on here. And if it's you or anybody on your team, if you ever feel like you can't do this, please just message, like, me, Katie, Megan, anybody, and we can have a conversation. We can talk whatever you want. Like, just don't give up. Please don't do it. Just don't, because I believe in you. I don't care if we don't know each other. I believe in you, and I love you guys. Like, it's just, please just don't give up. I know that you guys can do this. You know, that's it. I'm going to start crying. I don't want to cry. So just, you know, I believe in you guys. You know, you guys have all worked so hard already. And then please just keep pushing. You know, I can't wait to see you guys promote. I can't wait to see your guys' picture. I can't wait to see you guys hit, you know, when we bring back those bonuses. I can't wait to see it. And again, like I said, I love you guys. So just keep it up. Just keep it up.
Yes. Megan, anything you want to add?
Yeah. So we have said like multiple times, you know, like you all joined this business for a reason. So really use that why to motivate you every single day. And like Haley said, if you ever feel like giving up or you feel like quitting, go back to your why, go back to, you know, what made you decide to join this business and work your butt off. Because it's like once you decide and believe that you can achieve like whatever goal that you're wanting to achieve, like you are going to achieve it. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your team. And you just have to, like I said, work your butt off. So
yes.
I love you guys.
Thank you so much. You guys just spoke so much fire into me, and I hope every single person on here, you opened your heart for change and you opened your heart to just grow your business. So thank you guys, and I will post the recording tomorrow on the team page for your teams.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.